So The Philanthropist is a journal written by and for the nonprofit sector in Canada, and the journal's goal is to provide informed critiques and conversation about the role of the sector in Canadian society. The journal was started by a committee of the Canadian Bar Association that was focused on charity law. And they realized that there weren't a lot of Canadian references out there, and so in 1972 they started The Philanthropist as a way to remedy that situation. In 1980, sector leaders came together and started the Canadian Centre for Philanthropy, which is now Imagine Canada. At that time, the journal moved to the centre, and the staff were able to support its development. In '87, there was a reorganization, and the journal moved to the Agora Foundation, where it resides now, a small foundation based in Toronto. I think what's interesting about that time, the editors were always a member of the Bar Association, and when you look through the archives, you can really see the focus on the legal and regulatory issues for the nonprofit sector. So the journal's may expanded over the years to really cover more than just charity law, but the role of the nonprofit sector in society. And it expanded its readership and the contributors to the journal. And in '97, it moved from being a subscriber-based, print-based journal to an online free journal for the sector. The archives are available online, and when you look through them, you can really see that transition. And although a lot has changed, you can also see that a lot has stayed the same. The sector is still grappling with some of the same questions about its role in society, about how it can or if it could influence public policy, and what does the future of grant making, what does the future of making change look like in our society. The Philanthropist is the signature project of a small registered charity called the Agora Foundation. And because it's a journal that's written by and for the sector, our board, our writers, and our editorial team really reflect this and have different experiences within the nonprofit sector that they can draw on. In many cases, we're playing a convening role to bring together sector leaders to discuss and animate issues that they haven't discussed before. And I think that's a unique contribution that we can make to the sector. At other times, we've published calls to action for the sector, and in 2015, for example, we had the honor of publishing the philanthropic community's Declaration of Action that was presented to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's closing ceremony in Ottawa. In some ways, we are an example of what the news outlets might look like in the future. We ourselves are a philanthropically funded journalistic publication. The current federal government has committed to exploring new models for journalism, including private giving and philanthropic funding. And in some respects, this is already happening. What we don't know is how much this model could grow and if there are the philanthropic dollars that can really support it on a major scale. So just as journalism aims to support an informed citizenry, the Philanthropist aims to support an informed charitable sector. And part of that is partnering with research and academia to better understand our sector from another perspective, another lens.